picked up his headphones and continued to listen. The plane will disappear without a trace at 11:15, and it was already 10:30. He didn't have much time left. Instantly beads of nervous sweat seeped out of his forehead. He realized he couldn't just sit and wait. He had to find clues to stop the disaster as soon as possible. And the MP3 says that all disasters have subtle omens. Some disasters are caused by mechanical failures. Some are cabin fires that cause people to panic. And when a plane passes through a thunderstorm zone, some communication signals can also interfere with the stability of the plane. Justin suddenly found two passengers watching a live broadcast. He immediately asked the two passengers to turn off their phones, but they explained that they were on airplane mode, and then ignored him. Justin began to get heated. At that moment the flight attendant came and asked him to return to his seat. He had no choice but to return to his seat and put on his headphones again. But the flight attendant seemed to know that Justin wasn't getting anywhere, and he continued to tell his story in a guided manner. It says that there's an air marshal on the plane protecting a witness against the mafia, and the mafia will do everything they can to stop him from testifying. Maybe they'll attack the flight to silence him. Justin immediately got up to check. Sure enough, there were two mafia-dressed passengers at the front of the cabin. He approached the flight attendant alone, hoping she could talk to the flight attendant. But the stewardess didn't even know there were police officers on the flight, and the flight crew is not normally notified of such secret protection. Justin thanked her and returned to the cabin. But as he passed Tom, he suddenly realized something. He immediately went back to sit next to Tom. He suspected that he wasn't a pilot at all. His true identity was that of a police officer. But Tom denied his suspicions. He didn't look like he was lying. After most of the passengers were asleep, Justin decided to take matters into his own hands. He searched through the luggage of two mafia passengers, trying to find some evidence. But just as he opened the baggage compartment, the falling luggage woke up the man below. Justin panicked and apologized to the other man, and asked if they were mafia, but they said they were soccer players. Hearing the commotion, the flight attendant told Justin to return to his seat, but Justin was convinced that the two men were lying, and asked the flight crew to find out their identities. There was instant confusion in the cabin. The captain also rushed over. He said Justin had threatened the safety of the other passengers. He warned him to get back to his seat. The other passengers were already pointing their cell phones at him. Justin had to stop talking, but then the voice on the MP3 made him nervous again. It said there was another person involved in the incident, and that person's name was exactly the same as Justin's. The reporter's identity was also correct. Even the chaotic scene that had just occurred was the same, and the recording that was playing was Justin's voice. Even the content of the conversation was exactly the same. Justin was instantly alarmed. It goes on to say that after the captain says "Good night New York" to the ground, and then the plane would disappear completely.